Hello SGD. You'll find the links to these original videos in the description. Also links to a playlist, Moving Megaliths, where I show compilable examples such as these, where people use, in quotes, primitive techniques to move stones. So we begin with this first one, and people, I imagine people are going to think that this is it, and big whoop, wow, well, hold on, because there's actually 3 videos in this, and then we're going to go to a 9-ton stone being moved uphill. So important thing to remember is when people do things such as these, they're rediscovering this they have to experiment and rediscover this method. So when it comes to moving and sliding stones, well, here's just an excellent method. Now, important thing to remember is I can push a car that weighs 2 tons. I can't lift a car that weighs 2 tons. So when often people hear, well, how did they move a 100-ton stone? You don't need 100 tons of force to move it, just like I don't need 2 tons of force to move a car. It's a friction issue, not a thing of weight. But here's an example where they use sleds and slide it across on rails. This absolutely works. I just don't understand when so-called experts say, oh, this, it's impossible. You shouldn't have to do these experiments. It is possible, but there's one to begin with. Here's the second video. So they also show how to lever and get the block up so you can get the sled underneath. Another way would be to dig a trench underneath, put the sled in that way, and then slide it out. But again, we see that they're using that, experimenting, developing their techniques, and moving the stones. But what's cool, we're talking about ancient technology, ancient machines. Now, machine, we think of a complicated piece of metal with gears and wheels, but we have simple machines and then simple principles associated with those. This is the most simplest, which just basically brute force and pulling it across sleds. But in a moment we'll see where they use an A-frame, which is another excellent way to give extra grunt to your power. So there we see the A-frame working, and so now you can transfer sideways or horizontal force into a vertical pull. And here they're raising a standing stone with a small crew, no pulleys, nothing like that in there, just basically leverage and brute force. Got some wedges in there just to hold things together. Lever, these things absolutely work. It's not theoretical. It just absolutely works. But and as an example, I would say to the people who question this, the big people into ancient mysteries, lost high technologies, the sort of demand, that all the homework gets done for them. When are they going to, put their money, their effort where their mouth is, rather than just, archaeologists, well, they haven't proven nothing, I want to see this, I want to see this. If you actually cared, you have the money, you got Netflix and all these people behind you, you got this huge international group of people who are willing to, who apparently are very passionate and care about this issue so much, yet I've seen nothing, zero, in regards to you, so it's, other people need to do your homework for you. I would say just grow up. Now let's look at doing the impossible, which, according to, well, again, you know the names. They're going to move a 9-ton stone here, and they're going to move it up a steep hill. This has been one of the claims, the big height lost technologists say, well, I want to see a big stone move, and they show them people moving a stone. They go, well, no, I want to see a 50-ton stone moved uphill. Well, we're going to see a 9-ton stone moved uphill, and just multiply the amount of force, the amount of people that we'll see moving this stone to do it. So again, it is absolutely possible. To those who say, no, I need to see a 50-ton stone being moved, learn how real world works, because you'll just need to multiply the crew pulling this 9-ton stone up a steep hill. So again, this is possible. If you say you must show why, you must explain why the laws of physics suddenly change when it comes to megaliths, but everyone else seems, the world works on principles of, it's beyond explanation. But anyway, so how did could ancient people move stones with those techniques, move heavy stones uphill with those techniques? Yes, absolutely, they could. If you need to see it done, well, here it is. If you're going to say, no, I want to see a heavier stone moved, well, no, I don't know what to tell you. Grow up. Learn something about life. Earthen mound, they don't even have steps up there. You can absolutely move up a much steeper ramp. You would just put little steps in there so you're not sliding. But even at this steep ramp, which is over 10 degrees, so it would be impossible, and yet there it is. And of course, well, real world physics, we understand these things so well, we don't need to do the experiments, but for those who need to see, well, here we go. So we note the writing there on the screen. There were 25-ton stones moved, but they're actually moving a 9-ton stone up there. And this type of method is still used by the people in Sumba, who still carry on this megalithic tradition. The people pull in sync. It's not about just pulling all at once. They have a chant going, everyone tugs, the stone moves a little bit, then notice the people at the back of the stone with a lever, basically they're stopping it sliding back down. So again, here's another example. Links will be in the description. I have a long compilation of people using primitive technology to do this. Now here's an interesting part, because you got it on the sled. How would you get it off? Well, there's a few methods, but again, here they're using levers. They lever it up a little bit, and then they can remove the sled underneath. So, what can I tell you, fellas? I mean, this is, to the lost high technology, international, well-funded community. When are you going to put your money where your mouth is, rather than just demand other people do your homework? SGD, cheers.